everybody, it's Kelsey Brianna J, and Anastasia Beverly Hills is back again in my Nicki Minaj voice. Did I kill that? She's back with another collaboration, and this time it is with YouTuber Carli Bybel. And so I picked up this palette. I'm very excited to have this palette because I love Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes. So she's been coming out with a lot here recently. So we're doing another review. I'm going to give you all a look, and of course we're going to do the swatches. This is limited edition, as most collaborations are. So this palette retails for $45, and here's what the box looks like. So it says Carli Bybel, Anastasia Beverly Hills. Here's the actual palette. Same design as per usual. Anastasia is pretty consistent. How the packaging looks is pretty much how the palette looks almost all the time with them. So the description for this palette says that it was created in collaboration with iconic beauty influencer Carli Bybel. This limited edition eyeshadow palette and pressed pigment palette features 14 head turning shades. This versatile collection lets you achieve everything from your go-to daytime looks to shimmery nighttime smoky eyes using Carli's favorite mattes and metallics in both warm and cool tones. So there are 12 different eyeshadows in this palette. Each pan has 0.02 ounces of product or 0.7 grams of eyeshadow. Oh, I dropped my phone. I dropped my phone the other day and I cracked my screen protector, and I was so scared to look if I actually cracked my screen. So I finally mustered up the courage to do it because I'm like, dang, I just got this phone like not even a month ago. So I looked and I was like, whew, screen protector come through. But anyways, I didn't drop the palette today. But the palette has a mirror as per usual, and then here's the eyeshadow palette. So the color story, like they said in the description, has a mix of warm tones and cool tones, as well as shimmer and matte eyeshadows. So some of these eyeshadows are shimmer, but they have a little bit of glitter in them. The matte eyeshadows are all completely matte. So I think this color story is pretty interesting. It has the lighter colors, it has your cool tone taupey colors. I watched Carli's video about this palette to get a little bit more of an understanding of her inspiration behind selecting these colors, and you should watch that video if you haven't. But she talked about how she named a lot of these colors after her cats because she loves her cats, she loves animals. She talked about why she named certain shades OA because that's one of her favorite shows, and she named this color My Angels because that is what she calls you all, her fans. So I'm excited to jump into this palette. I'm going to go ahead and insert the swatches of it, and then following that I'll jump into the look. I will have everywhere where you can pick up this palette listed down below in the description box, and you all know, as per usual, I feel like I've said that 3-4 times in this video already, but as per usual, if you shop through the links down in my description box, it helps to support this channel. You are in no way obligated to do so, but if you do so, I appreciate you. So let's go ahead and jump into it, and I hope that you all enjoy. My first time opening and looking at the color story. I'm getting the inspiration. I'm feeling out how I want my eye makeup to look today. This palette has this sort of whimsical element to it, so I'm going to stick on the lighter side. I'm not going to darken it up because I think it takes away from what the original artist, who is Carli Bybel and Anastasia Beverly Hills, or whoever their creative team is behind it, wanted the feel for this palette to be. So I'm gonna stick with the vibe of the lighter whimsical look. Let's go ahead and get it out of the way. The brush always falls out of my palette anyways, and then it rolls. So I'm going to get ahead of that and take it out of the palette before it drops on the floor this time. This is a Haku Hodo B004G flat shader brush. It is pretty much like a MAC 239 dupe. And I am first going to go into the color Bali. And I'm going to take this right underneath the arch of my brow as a highlight. Oh, wait. Whoa. Holla. I need to put on my eye primer. So this is the Anastasia eye primer. So do that first. This is a brush from Royal and Langnickel in a kit that they gave me. This one is a shader brush, and it's synthetic, so it's perfect for blending this out. And I just put a little bit because that is honestly and truly all you need, because if you put too much of this, it gets to be a lot. It's not necessary for you all to have this eye primer to use these eyeshadows, but if you do have the eye primer, it's formulated to work with Anastasia eyeshadows, and it is a bit light, but it goes underneath your eyeshadows, and as long as you blend it out to where it's not patchy, then when you apply the eyeshadows on top, it's not going to look stark. Now let's go back into the color Bali, same brush. So boom. Like I was saying, I'm going to put this underneath my brow. I'm just smoothing this there. This is going to be my highlight, and then I'm going to blend it downwards. She can be a little bit icy, hyphy. Haters want to fight me. So blend that out and make sure that it's no harsh lines. But then we're going to put our transition color and then blend it out even further. This is like a method to blend out your underbrow color. And it really helps if you start from the top, because you don't have to worry about doing so much blending and blending it down into the crease color and making the crease a little bit more shimmery than you want it to be. So I'm going to take a Sonia G Crease 2 brush in the color Chai. Tap it, tap it, tap it. And this is going to go in my crease as my transition. So on me, this color is going on pretty peachy. And I'm just going to take my time, blend her out, and get a nice transition color going. So just a little bit. This color is pretty pigmented. I am just taking it back and forth above my crease to blend out my crease color and give me that nice gradient effect on the lid. So I like this color. It's a lot more pigmented than it looks. I thought it was going to be almost like a light peachy color, but it definitely packs a punch. So that's what we're looking for. So next I'm going to take the same brush in the color Bible. Moving down ever so slightly, I am going to take this color more directly in the crease, and this is going to add a little bit more definition because this color is a little bit more muted and it's darker, so it's going to help shape out our eye. So I'm just going back and forth and blending this color. Not really blending it up, as you see. I'm focusing it here, and then with whatever I have left, I'll just sort of go in a circular motion and diffuse it towards the inner corner. Same brush, and I'm going to dip into the color Bowie. If this does not stop pulling on my earring, rude! So let's take this shade right on the very outer corner. So I'm just packing it on, and then I'm bringing it up to the crease. Just packing it on. That's it. That's going to give us that definition on the top. Because I feel like I need this color on my lid in some way, shape, or form, I'm going into Mandala. And I'm going back with the flat shader brush. I want this color all in my front area of my eye. So I'm going to pack it on that area and then blend it over. So not only is it going in the inner corner, but it's also going a bit on the lid. So I'm just packing that color on and then dragging it over. Same brush, and I want the color Libra. Let's pack that right next to Mandala and then bring it up to the crease. I am not taking this color in the crease, meaning I am not going to put this color where I apply colors for my crease area. It's right where that color ends. I'm tapping that edge so it blends, but I'm not gonna put it in. So just tap, 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 tap. Like that. The last color on the lid is going to be the color OA. I'm getting a little bit of fallout with this one. I want that in that empty space. Either use this color with your finger or get some glitter glue because it needs something for it to really adhere. So you have to mash it in. As you all can see, I've done quite a few things to my face. Now let's finish off the rest of the eyes. So I have a Sonia G Pencil Pro brush, and I'm going back with the color Mandala. I want to re-intensify that right on the inner corner. Just a little. And then right on the lower inner corner. Then on the rest of the lower lash line, I'm going to take the color Jode with the same brush. Of course, all makeup details will be in the description box. I don't know where that accent came from. Now let's talk about my final thoughts about this palette, starting with the packaging. So I am not the biggest fan of beads and circular objects. It kind of freaks me out, so I'm not really the biggest fan of the packaging. I mean, it's very girly, very Carly Bible, very frilly, pretty, and you know, it's well executed, but just personally, it kind of makes me itch. I don't know. It's something about the holes. It's like, oh my God. Moving past that, I like the font of the packaging. I think it's very cute and it looks on brand for her. So now moving on to my eye look. I really like the way that my eyes turned out. I think it's something different. It's not something that I have 1,000 of in my collection. And I have colors that are similar, like maybe Satin Taupe by MAC. But overall, I don't have this color story and I don't have an updated version of these type colors in my collection. So I think that my eye look turned out really good. It turned out exactly like how I envisioned it to. So I looked at the colors in this palette. I thought about how I wanted my eyes to look, and the eyeshadows definitely did their job in performing. So with using these eyeshadows, I can report that these eyeshadows are smooth and they are blendable and they are pigmented, but they do have a bit of kickback. So when you're dipping your brush into these eyeshadows, I would make sure to go in with a lighter hand because these are very pigmented and they're soft. So if you go in and you drill your brush into the eyeshadow, you're going to kick up a lot of the product and you're going to waste a lot of that product. So definitely go in with a lighter hand and then go in as you need more. Don't try to go in and load your brush up with a lot of the products like you're used to. These are easy to pick up, especially if you're using natural hair brushes. Like you all saw, I used the Anastasia eye primer. Like I said, you don't have to use that specific eye primer, but I would recommend using some sort of eye primer or concealer as a base, just so these eyeshadows have something to adhere to, especially the color, the OA. That one has actual flecks of glitter in it. Very finely milled flecks, but definitely the flecks of glitter. So get an eyeshadow base that's going to grab this eyeshadow so you get the least amount of fallout as possible. I would also recommend for you all to do your eyes first and then go in with your foundation and complexion products to clean up. I consider myself to be medium dark in my complexion, so I think these colors work well on me. Even though a lot of them are lighter, they definitely pop, and they're giving me a cool toned taupey element, and there are a few other pops of color in here if you want us to go a little bit brighter. So I think this palette will work on a variety of complexions, but it's more so geared to a lighter complexion, someone who is around Carly Bible's shade range. Now, that's not to say that everybody can't use and enjoy this palette, but you definitely are going to have to change the scope of how you're looking at using this palette if you do have a deeper complexion. Some of the colors in here are not going to work as traditional transition shades. So the shade Chai, on me it worked as a transition shade, but if you're darker than me, maybe NC45, it'll still work, but MAC NC50 is not going to work in that traditional aspect as a crease color. You're definitely going to have to use this color on the lid, and you can do that and be more creative with these colors, but this color is not going to work as a crease color on you because it's too light. And same goes for the color Cindy. I can use that as a crease color or a transition color, but the only colors in here that are true crease colors for you are the colors Steve and the color Bowie. But I think this palette is cute. I think it's very different. It's very refreshing. It's not your typical fall palette. So I'm happy to see somebody thinking outside of the box to give us something that is just different, especially since we've been getting a lot of the same for the past few years. So let me know in the comment section if you all plan on getting this palette. I look forward to reading what you think about it, and I will check you all in my very next video, which will be super soon. Smooches. Bye.